Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to PrizePicks. Today, I have a correlated NFL PrizePicks slip for you. It's going to be a four-man, $50 to win $450. This is going to be for Sunday, September the 8th. So week one of NFL, obviously a huge day for football fans and everything like that. But first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about the slip that Miles gave out. So this is for the Monday Labor Day game. It was Florida State going against Boston College. Obviously, we are huge into correlated betting. Pretty much all of our slips that we give out on PrizePicks have correlation. Correlation's the new wave. It's the new meta when it comes to PrizePicks, and so that's what we're doing around here. And let's just talk about the slip, right? With all of our plays, like I said, are correlated and they tell a story within the game, right? So Florida State, obviously they were 17-point favorites in this game, right? Going into the game, they're huge favorites. Boston College, underdogs. Bill O'Brien's the coach. Florida State coming off of a 0-1, so they were trying to even it out, go 1-1. But at the end of the day, Florida State, they're just not a good team. They're not a good team, right? So what Miles did here is he went less on all their receivers and their tight end, and not only are their the team lose, but their quarterback was not good. DJ Ugalele, or whatever, however you say his last name, most confusing last name in college football. But anyways, he has completely wiped out. He went to Clemson, he went to Oregon State, and now he's at Florida State. And he's just not playing good. He's not accurate. He's not throwing good passes. And so think about it, right? If we have all these receivers with all of these yards, that means that he's going to at least at a minimum have like 100 receiving yards if they all went to all of these targets, right? But if the quarterback has a bad game, which he did, then it's very likely that none of these guys are going to reach their totals. And so that's exactly what happened. DJU was inaccurate, bad game. Boston College took over, and because of that, all the receivers and tight ends went less than their totals, right? And then if you flip that with Boston College also in this game, so this slip and it entirely is Florida State and Boston College. So Boston College, think about it, if they're winning, if they're having a good game, then it's very likely that their running back is going to go over his total, right? Quarterback, running back, whatever it is, because if they're winning the game, they're going to start, cutting the time down, right? Running the clock down and just finishing the game out. And they had a pretty big advantage through the second half. Like it was almost obvious throughout the entire game that Boston College was going to win. So this slip in its entirety makes so much sense. And to get it at a 10x payout is obviously huge. So that's I just wanted to, I know I rambled a little bit, but I want to talk about it because that's kind of the direction of how our plays are going to go. So here's our Real Friends community. We have our Real Friends football channel we started 2.5 years ago. Like I said, me and Miles, we've grown up playing football, being a fan of football since we were young lads. So it's been a very long time. We started that channel 2.5 years ago. We kind of shifted the channel to a generic Real Friends and football channel. And so we're huge into gambling, and because of that, we wanted to start a subset channel called PrizePicks. So this channel is at like 1.9 thousand subscribers, and as you can see below, I'm up 500 units, 7% ROI, over 7,000 bets. So obviously, we're gonna have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, my trajectory is upwards, and so every time I make a bet, I don't feel, or say I have a really bad day. Say I bet on NFL, I have 30 bets out there, and I lose 10 units, whatever. Or there have been times where I've lost like $1,000, right? And I don't get too beat up on that because I know that my process is in the right direction. My process is correct, right? So we've had our downs and we've had our big ups, and at the end of the day, you just want to look at it like this, right? And so because of that, I wanted to come on here and try to educate people and help people kind of win betting, right? So what I'm trying to say is don't get too emotional when it comes to winning and losing bets. Winning and losing, both. If you're winning a lot, don't get too cocky, but if you're losing a lot, also don't get too down, and you have to just trust your process, right? So these correlated bets right here, we do these all the time. Sure, they're not always going to win, but at the end of the day, we have an advantage doing these correlated bets because these plays all tell a story within them, right? This play in itself is saying Boston College will win the football game. Pretty much. Like, as long as that kind of happens, this slip should win. Or QB has bad game and Boston College has decent game or is okay, right? Then it's very likely that this slip is going to happen. So yeah, we started this channel RFF Picks right at the Super Bowl of this year, and so this channel obviously we do all sports, and we're trying to keep a variety. We're very into esports as well, doing that. But football's our bread and butter, right? So we started our Winnable. What this is easy way to get our plays, right? It's you get a text or an email whenever we post our play out. I have a lot of friends that are signed up for our Winnable as well, and just think of it as an easy way to just get your play. It's a transaction, right? I am going to provide you with the play and you get it on your phone and you can just tail it super easily, right? And another thing we're doing out there or on our Winnable as well, we're going to be posting the straight bets and stuff like that as well. So you're going to see a lot more bets coming through the NFL season, right? So the free plan is going to be our YouTube play. That's it. If you come on YouTube, you're going to get the play for free regardless. So the free plan on Winnable is going to be on YouTube. I already posted the play on our Winnable as well. And then the MVP plan is going to be every single one of our correlated bets. So this leaves the option very open because college football, there's going to be games all throughout the weekend. And then football or NFL football, obviously there's going to be like 16 games to choose from. And then you also add that with there being, total bets that we can make, spread bets, money line bets, all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a ton of bets flowing through the MVP plan. Free plan is going to be for free. But like I said, sign up for this at a minimum, or at least if you're a fan of the channel, sign up for this. Go to Winnable, just sign up for the free plan, subscribe to that, and then you just get your plays right there. So if you want to sign up for MVP plan for free, just type in code RFF at the checkout, and you will get a free month. And I believe you don't have to cancel it, but double check. At least set a reminder on your phone and cancel it if you want. Not a big deal. I would do the same thing. So here is the play. We're going to do a 4-man correlated bet with the Texans and the Falcons, right? So what we're doing here is kind of the same concept, but a little different because they're not paired with throughout the same game. But what we are doing is we're pairing a quarterback and a receiver, and we're pairing up a quarterback and a tight end or receiver, whatever, right? And the other good thing about this is all of these guys that we picked have some sort of, they have EV positive betting, right? So Dalton Schultz, his line across other sports books is at 3.5. We're getting at 3. So though it might be a 0.5 is a huge advantage, right? So Kirk Cousins, I think his is closer to like 22.5 pass completions. Darnell Mooney's up to 34.5, and then CJ Stroud's at like 37.5, right? So what we're kind of hoping for, and we can explain it from a separate standpoint, is that the Atlanta Falcons are going to pass the ball a lot, right? And the Houston Texans are going to pass the ball a lot. And if this happens, it's very likely that maybe they're going back and forth with the teams that they're playing. So the Steelers and the Falcons, they could have a good game. The other also good thing about this slip as well is that all these guys, the game is kind of like a coin flip, right? So the Falcons are somewhat of a coin flip against the Steelers, and the Texans are somewhat of a coin flip against the Colts. So if that happens, that means that there could be a lot of passing throughout the game, right? So Darnell Mooney, he's kind of like the wide receiver 2 on the Falcons, and then Dalton Schultz obviously is still a big go-to target for CJ Stroud, and all of you know that CJ Stroud and Kirk Cousins are obviously like top 12 quarterbacks in the NFL. So I do like this play a lot. Like I said, obviously I'm placing money on it. So we're gonna go 50 to win 450. That's gonna be the play. So go get that play out right now. These lines are gonna move. Like I said, each individual. Not only are we making a correlated bet where we have a Falcons bet and a Texans bet, but we also have little advantages throughout every single line, right? Especially Dalton Schultz, he's like a prime example to where 3 versus 3.5. If you go to DraftKings or FanDuel or Bovada, whatever, you would mostly see his line at 3.5. So getting advantage with that, as well as doing a correlated slip, is kind of the thought process here. So that's going to be the play. I'm going to be gone to New York for the U.S. Open starting tomorrow. But I know for a fact that Miles is going to be coming on here making plays for the NFL as well as college football. So be on the lookout for that. Miles, I know I know y'all make fun of him all the time or whatever, but he did make this slip. So NFL is Miles' bread and butter. He knows a ton about NFL. He does a lot of videos on Real Friends in Football, and he knows all the correlation that does it. So he's going to be coming on here making plays for that. And best of luck to y'all. I've been posting plays plays throughout Winnable as well, just kind of straight bets and stuff like that. But I will see y'all. I will be back on Sunday, so I'll probably be making a bet for maybe Monday Night Football or something like that. So see y'all. Best luck, and have a good one.